I want to 100% every single Crash game that was officially released. Yes, even the social reject that no one likes. And what better way to start than with the original game that started it all? Orange Dog Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1. I'll be playing this game through retro achievements. Aside that, you should Google. Look, new viewer, I'm sorry, but this is my 12th retro achievement video. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. I think you can guess what the site does by the name. Oh yeah, before we begin, I have to do the thing that every YouTuber tells you to do and to subscribe, because at 5k subs, I want to do a certain challenge with Time Busters, because I mastered it a long time ago without the intent to make a video. What? You want to hear what the challenge is? Get me to 5k subs first or perish. Sorry dude, I don't make the rules. Anyway, without further ado, let's suffer through Crash 1's achievements. Developed by a doghouse and published by the planet Earth, apparently. The first Crash introduces us to the beloved orange bathrobe and the titular villains of the franchise via the intro cutscene. You have Neo CORTEX,
This time I shall reign triumphant.
talking like a rubber chicken, and Embryo, street name, Fetus. They're working on turning Crash into a general to lead them into world domination, but of course, the experiment turns to failure as Crash escapes and falls like 200 feet to the ground. And in response, they capture his girlfriend, Tana. Oh my, you certainly crashed my Bandicoot. And so the game begins. Wait, how in the hell did you survive the fall? What? We have to rescue Tana and destroy the evil Dr. Jaundice. The set for this game has 46 achievements, which are surprisingly very simple. You'll get like 80% of the achievements by just 100%ing the game, as half of the set has you collect every gem, collect every key, and enter every bonus round, along with defeating every boss and viewing every ending. The only unique achievements in the set are the boss achievements, where you have to beat, for example, Papu Papu in under 15 seconds. Well, I am kinda happy that this is the way the set is, because the game's difficulty, especially at the later stages, is crazy. Like Dave. This is the hardest game in the trilogy. It's brutally precise. Miss one jump and the game just punts you into the sun. It has very precise platforming that punishes you if you miss it, which I actually don't mind. I actually like hard platformers, and this game is my favorite of the trilogy on platforming alone. But when it comes to completion, oh boy, it becomes one of my most hated games ever. You see, to get this game's collectibles, which are the gems, you have to break every single box in a level, which sounds easy, yeah, but let's take a look at the first level in the game, N.SANITY Beach, which is a very easy level, don't get me wrong, but let's say you're trying to break these boxes here, and Crash decides that he's had enough of his life and falls to his imminent death. You respawn at a checkpoint, and all of the crates have been reset. All of the crates reset! Like I said, it's fine for levels like N.SANITY Beach, but let's take a look at Slippery Climb. Yes, JDs and Littlemen, you have to break each box all in one go, without dying, in a stage where I'm certain the developers took a shit ton of Adderall and just passed out while designing it. So yeah, this game's 100% completion, maybe as toxic as the potions Embryo is working on. But enough complaining generally. Let's take a look at the game's levels and complain more directly. The game is split into 3 islands. Still wondering how Crash fell and ended up on a beach 2 islands away without dying. And the first island of the game, N.SANITY Beach, has 8 levels with 1 boss, and only 3 gems can be collected at the start. Yeah, you need to get colored gems to be able to access special paths that lead to more boxes, and they're mostly all in the last island of the game, so yeah, that's pretty fun. The first level we can get the gem in is N.SANITY Beach, and again, this level is nothing too special, unlike me. Yeah, my mom said so, sorry, I don't make the rules, buddy. Here, I actually got my first achievement. What have I got? Sorry, I don't want to piss off like 12 different cultures. For simply getting the Aku Aku invincibility power-up, and besides that blunder that totally wasn't my fault, I got the gem pretty easily. There we go. Oh, and there's one more achievement here called Iron Boots, where you have to destroy the line of boxes at the end without jumping. And you see, for this, you have to do a crazy strategy. You get invincibility from Aku Aku, and you just walk forward. I know, I can't comprehend this either. Before moving on, as I was playing through the next level, Jungle Rollers, I was just minding my own business, breaking boxes, until... Oh! Tana's severed head. Haha, you two bots, I am just joking. please. These are tokens, and if you collect all 3 of them, you enter a bonus round. And wow, look at me. I just did that. Because I am an ultimate gamer, I got past this challenging level. Well, the challenge being a singular jump, and... Wait, Tana, how are you here? So, have we saved her? Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tune in next time when I cover Crash Bandicoot gives Tana an STD, and by beating this bonus round, I got the achievement. Wait, but weren't you kidnapped? I know, I just asked myself that like 5 seconds ago. Oh yeah, these bonus rounds allow you to save without needing to collect a gem. Kinda forgot to mention that. Yeah, you can't save manually, and yeah, you have to replay the stage if you didn't get the gem and didn't save after. And yeah, I did want my cheeks to turn blue because of this. Anyway, the next level we can get the gem immediately is Boulders. Well, they were creative when coming up with a name for the stage. It introduces one of many different stage types, and here you run, well, from boulders. I wonder what gave it away. And, oh wow, you can reenact my favorite character from my favorite movie, Indian Jonathan. Can't believe he made a comeback. Either way, yeah, this wasn't that hard either. Their perspective is a little bit weird, and Crash looks like he either is being chased by cops or he shot himself. But that's pretty much it, and therefore the Indiana Bandicoot achievement my first try. And now we have the first boss of the game, Papu Papu. And now we have the last level on this island where you can get the gem. Okay, yeah, what'd you expect me to say? We all know that he's a really easy boss, and that he's also a stereotype. I mean, the achievement, putting Papu Papu to sleep, makes you defeat him in 15 seconds or less. Do I need to say anything? Oh, and yes, I did get it on my first try. Thank you for asking. But yeah, the last level on N.SANITY Island that doesn't require a colored gem is Hog Wild. And... oh my, I see why this level is called like that. Crash's hog is wild and ready. Although, Crash, I know you're an animal too and everything, but I don't think that this is legal. And oh boy, this one took a while to get the gem. You see, this level is an auto-scroller. You can't stop as Crash is constantly wilding the hog. And the amount of times I missed this singular box is crazy. Okay, it only happened like 3 times, but still, this hurts my feelings very much. And the deaths. Oh my god, the deaths were some of the stupidest I ever got in a game. There weren't that many, but oh my were they embarrassing. I seemingly forgot that these hogs are on a cycle, along with the culturally appropriate man who caused me to die at the end of the level. Oh, and the hog just straight up dies when you fall off it. Because of all these mistakes I made, it took me around 15 minutes to get the gem. And what didn't help is at the end, the curtains close, leaving Crash and the hog all by themselves. I think he's in prison now, but yeah, after getting this gem I don't like where this is going. And we can now move on to the second island of the game, WUMPA Island. Sorry for skimming over the game, but you do have to keep in mind that the levels in the first island aren't that hard. And let's be honest, if I spend time talking about every single level in the game in detail, the video will be like 15 hours long. So let's move to Up the Creek and suffer there, yeah. And oh boy, this level took even longer than Hog Wild. I mean, where do I even start? Not only is this level on the longer side, my platforming skills were my A game on this level, as I missed these moving leaves way too many times, even though they're the size of a Ford F-150. And not only that, my ability to recognize patterns was also incredible, as I kept forgetting that you can't hit the wretched apes as they're moving, otherwise they'll just launch you into Narnia. On top of the plaza, I also remembered they're on a pattern as well. I think I can hear the wind pass through my head. Also, a death where I decided to go for a swim, but I forgot my officially licensed Hello Kitty floaty, so I drowned. What also increased the playtime was also my stupidity. You see, I thought that you need to break every box in a ton of bonus rounds to get the gem, so if I died in the bonus round, I would just reset the map and play the level again. If you don't know this, the boxes in the bonus rounds don't go towards the box tally in the stage. I was just wasting my time. And speaking of the gem, oh boy was it a little annoying too. You see this question mark box? Yeah, I thought if you jumped on it, something later in the level would appear. But as I got to the end, I missed 2 boxes. So I spent a couple of attempts just going forward, wondering what the hell I even missed, until I just gave up and looked it up. And they expected you to figure out that you have to backtrack because 2 boxes appeared in this little corner that would otherwise probably have an invisible barrier blocking you from going to it. This also didn't go well, because after searching it up, I immediately died. So yeah, after 30 minutes of attempts, I finally got the gem and the achievement, Golden help. Honestly, I didn't even need to explain anything. I could have just played this and moved on. It's all in your mind. Nothing is real. Tear your skin off. Ripperoo is next, the second boss of the game. And oh boy, he was kinda annoying. You see, all you have to do is time the TNT crate so that when he's near one, it explodes and it damages him, and that's it. The fight isn't hard, but learning Ripperoo's patterns and therefore learning the correct timing took a moment. And, issues with depth perception. A whole lot of issues with depth perception. I would like to talk about this fight more, but I genuinely have nothing else to say. I got Ripper ruined for just beating him, and Jack the Ripper for beating him in under 40 seconds, which is easy because you're gonna be spending most of the regular attempts learning the patterns. And also, I think Ripperoo's gonna eat me alive if I don't move on, so let's quickly do that. No. So let's move on to the Lost City. Oh boy, this is where the difficulty spikes up, and the gems generally become very annoying to obtain. I genuinely cannot tell you an exact issue with the stage. Well, besides the depth perception, dear god, I don't know if I don't have object permanence or if this is an actual issue, but it was for sure annoying. But the general problem I had was with me. Yeah, the entire stage requires a lot of patience, which I didn't have, resulting in a lot of restarts, especially the reptiles. Dear Christ, the reptiles. I just want to skin them and make a jacket out of their skin, but still, some parts require you to think very quickly, otherwise you turn Crash into roadkill, or the game can just decide to not read your jump inputs, because who needs to jump in a platforming game? I also didn't understand how to get this box right here. Well, I did. You just have to jump on this box here, but sometimes I would do it and it just wouldn't appear. This genuinely got me tweaking. I still have no idea why it sometimes worked and sometimes didn't. Because of these mistakes, I got the gem and the escape from the temple achievement in around 30 minutes. But don't worry, this level is child's play compared to others. In this level, you also have Embryo's bonus round here. The difference being that you have life boxes. It doesn't save your game and you can replay them as many times as you want. And for beating it, I got the achievement, What Are You Doing in My Secret Mine? Well, clearly nothing special since I immediately left it. Oh yeah, this level gives us the first color gem. And fun fact, to get them, you have to get the gem without losing a life. Oh wow, really? I didn't know that. So I went back to the second level of the game, Jungle Rollers, broke the hidden crates, got the gem and the Jungle Japes achievement. I'll also quickly mention Temple Ruins, the next level. I got the gem very easily. It wasn't that hard. Surprisingly, I wouldn't be shocked if this level left me in ruins. And I got the Lost Ruins in like 5 minutes. But you see, I didn't get this gem until way later in my playthrough, because I was going for Bandicoot abuse, which is actually the only missable achievement present in the set. You just have to miss at least 50 boxes at the results screen, and well, Temple Ruins has 67 crates, so this stage was a perfect contender for the achievement, but I got to the end of it and it just teleported me to the map. I believe it was because I kept dying throughout the stage. I don't know really, and I really couldn't have been bothered checking. I decided to save this for later and attempt Koala Kong, which every boss in this game is just not hard at all, so I won't even give them the attention they clearly don't deserve. What this fiend here, whose legs look like 2 twigs, does is throw rocks at you. Clear Sigma baboon mentality. And when he throws a singular boulder, you have to spin back into him. Like I said, it's not that hard. But for the Never Skip Leg Day achievement, you not only have to beat him without taking damage, but without jumping too. Fun! On a real note, this was just slightly annoying, because the TNT can have a blast radius of what? And the boulders can be annoying to avoid. Although I think you can just also spin into them, making the boss fight easier than it already is. I don't know, I never did it. But yeah, this is just how you would play the fight normally, minus the jumping. I got it in like 10 minutes. But you see, if you played the game, you probably noticed I skipped a certain level, and that's because I avoided it on purpose. Because the level I skipped is Sunset Vista. Just writing this word makes me shiver and shit my pants. This is not only the longest level in the entire game, but probably the hardest one too. My god, this level is anything but a Vista. I mean, where do I even start? First off, you have platforms that require a shit ton of precision and planning, with some being really uncomfortable and weird to jump across, or patterns that I still for the life of me can't figure out the correct timing to go across it without damaging myself. Depth perception, parts where if you think too hard about the patterns, you'll just fall and die, like with a reptile here at the end of the level. Depth perception. Parts where I feel like the developers are trolling you. Enemies either slowing you down after spinning into them, or sending you up, causing your momentum to be messed up. Depth perception. Parts where I waited for a good pattern and still got screwed over. Depth perception. The game not recognizing the jump button when the blocks push you, or just doing what? Or having such a ridiculous pattern that even having a PhD won't help. Oh, and did I also mention depth perception? And yes, jumping on this reptile is necessary to hit the question mark block, so you can make the boxes appear. So yes, I had to restart. I mean, Christ. I realized how fucked I was when I spent like good 8 minutes going through all of this, only to pick up the first Neo Cortex token. Oh yeah, that's the last token type you have to collect. And in his bonus rounds, you get keys to unlock more stages. There are 2, and the first one is really easy. I got it to my second try. Because of my first one, I even got the achievement Cortex Crazed Contest for unlocking the key. But yeah, the stage was just really annoying to play. Like I said, the difficulty isn't really the issue, but combine it with the fact that if you die, you have to restart this entire 15-minute stage all over again, making all of the little problems combine into a nice soup filled with pain and misery. So, after a little bit over an hour later, I managed to get the gem, and therefore, the gem of the middle achievement. The other levels weren't nearly as hard as Sunset Vista, thankfully. They were just annoying because, well, 1 death equals an entire restart. I mean, yeah, they all had their quirks, like with Whole Hog. Oh no, Crash Bandicoot is back. With absolutely weird timing on the rotating hogs. Well, that's a sentence that came out of my mouth. And jumps that what? Oh, and of course, stupid precision on the boxes. Or with heavy machinery, where if you fall here of all places, you'll what? If I didn't fall here by accident, I would've just thought I triggered the death barrier. Why'd you have to do this, you orange raccoon? And the platforming being a little bit... it was just like I said, annoying. Not hard, but annoying. Also, at the end of the level, I managed to do... this. Yeah, I had to replay the entire level again. And yes, I did this because of the trauma the game gave me. I was second guessing myself like every 2 meters. Generator rule was... Got any games on your phone, Crash? Where most of the mistakes were because of my own doing. Like, yes, I did 100% Super Meat Boy. Thank you for noticing. Toxic Waste, though. Oh my god, Toxic Waste was a toxic waste of a level. I just have one word that describes what I hate about this level. Depth perception. Wait, that's not what I meant. I don't even have to say anything else. The boxes weren't hard to break, but getting past the barrels sure was. Combine it with just general mistakes, and it took me more than half an hour to get the gem for this stage. Oh, of course, we have the previous levels whose gems were inaccessible due to me not having the colored gems, and honestly, I won't even mention them anymore as they were really easy, as the early levels didn't feel like we were playing blindfolded with spikes up your ass. So yeah, I'll just do a quick montage of me getting the gem achievements so we can move on to the actual infuriating levels, like Cortex Power. Cortex Power! I am using my amygdala. How does branching paths on top of multiple branching paths sound? This level was a pain to get the gem, simply because if you go into the level without a guide, like I did, you'll spend such a long time trying to find the right path. And yes, that's right, I said the right path, because I refuse to believe you can take any path you want and get the gem simply because of backtracking. Backtracking in Cortex Power is so uncomfortable, and you can barely see what's happening, as you can barely see what's in front of you, at the back of you, and that led to so many deaths as I just couldn't figure out what was happening. This level really wanted me to use my whole Cortex Power, huh? Now that I think about it, some parts where you go forward were hard because of the camera. What is with the stage and its daddy issues with the camera? And on top of that, throw in a colored gem route that has the same issues as the rest of the stage, along with the parts where I swear is just total bullshit. Like what? All of this led me to spend almost 40 minutes for the Cortex Got the Power achievement for just getting its gem. At least the next level is a boss fight, and it's against a disabled weasel. Of course, you have no guns in my E-rated game for defeating Pinstripe Potteroo. Yes, I know what animal he is. What I previously said was an example of a joke. Without letting him charge his gun more than 3 times in the second phase. Whoa, that was a mouthful. And a mouthful of information that I just don't understand. Yeah, I was playing this boss fight, not letting Pinstripe do just that. And the achievement icon disappeared, meaning I didn't meet its requirement. Then, on the next attempt, I got the achievement. Breaking news! What the fuck? Yeah, no, I have no clue what just happened. I didn't change anything. Besides that, the first phase, I just made him extremely dizzy, which was honestly extremely funny to look at. And now we have Slippery Climb. Why? The entire stage is just multiple well-timed jumps on moving platforms that all lead to your slippery doom. That's just the entire level. Bottomless pits on top of bottomless pits, where one little mistake makes you restart the entire level, and therefore makes me want to tie a rope around my neck. Just look at the level. Just look what I have to do deathless. Just look at it. This level turned me into a cardiac patient. I mean, Christ, I could barely make it past the start. Do you think these are clips of a man that is happy? But anyway, thankfully I managed to get the gem in like 20 minutes, thus getting the Rainy Towers achievement. Road to Nowhere is a level I honestly forgot. Right now as I'm scripting, I completely forgot I skipped its gem during the playthrough because, yep, danger. Huh, I wonder what makes you say that. I also wonder who decided it was a good idea to make a bridge in nowhere middle of. I mean, it shares similarities with Slippery Climb. You have very precise jumps with bottomless pits, leading to very little room for mistakes. It also has a colored jump path that... but honestly, this level took me like 5 minutes and 2 attempts to get. That sign won't stop me, because I can't read. It wasn't that hard, just time your jumps and be patient. But the high road on the other hand, oh my, oh me, oh my. Oh my goodness gracious, me no likey. This is basically the road to nowhere, but give the stage a lethal dose of steroids. I never knew I'd suffer in a stage where the only direction you hold is forward. So, what's the issue? What's the difference that makes the high road so hard? Well, the road to nowhere had its focus on precision platforming, and I really enjoyed the level because of that. But here, your entire run is determined by the tutel. You see, if you jump on a turtle, you won't kill it. It'll just retract in its shell, and that shell is somehow really bouncy. Also, aren't we giving extreme trauma to the turtle since they can feel each bounce? And that bounce is also extremely inconsistent. It doesn't matter for how long or how short I hold the jump button, nor how close I place the turtle to the edge of the bridge. Every time I jumped from them, it just felt like it was up to chance if I would land or not. And that would have been fine if the entire gimmick of the level weren't these stupid red bouncy balls.
Back here live at the Cortex Island with my friend the Bat Mashtempo. You're looking pretty terrible, Mash. You seem to be playing a very hard stage. What are your thoughts?
I hate turtles. Every time I wanted to make it across, the game just didn't let me. This stage felt like a lobotomy operation. Thankfully, I can actually avoid them. You see, the ropes of the bridge actually have collision on top, meaning you can just jump on them and erase any kind of difficulty the game has. But the actual collision of the ropes is as small as my self-esteem. For most of the time, you'll probably miss them. So after a couple of attempts, I simply didn't bother trying this. Top it off with a side of random mistakes. This stage made me want to get high and forget all of this. Especially because the next level... Listen, this will be the last stage I talk about in detail. The rest were just kinda annoying, so I won't even mention them. And frankly, this video is getting way too long and repetitive. I mean, there's only so much you can say about an orange desk drawer. Yes, even the lab. Eat a sack of potatoes, just like with every other level. Just take it slowly and don't rush it. It took me 10 minutes to get the gem. Anyway, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, the next level I went for the gem, Jaws of Darkness. I don't know what this level's issue is. This is the only level where getting the gem took me over an hour. 1 hour of attempts on a level where the most dominant color is literally the abstinence of color. Yeah, it was such a beautiful view. And to be honest, I can't pinpoint the exact issue I had with this level. I'm being genuine. I'm going to put almost every death I've had on the stage, and sure, you can say I had an issue with that perception, but I say I had an issue in skill. These are all random deaths. The reason this probably took so long is because at 1 random death, I was like, oh damn, this sucks. Then at 2 or 3, well, shit. Then at 5 and more, you kinda get tilted. So that meant I rushed more, which meant more deaths, because as I said for the millionth time, this game can't be rushed, leading to me to look like this gif of the crying baby. Exactly like this. Goo goo gaga, I have shat myself. I genuinely started disliking the stage. Like, there was no way getting the gem was this long in a level whose acronym is JOD. So yeah, after getting Toasty, I wasn't relieved because I have to get the fucking key, which is worse than the level. Seriously, Jaws of Darkness, what's your issue? Do you need me to sign you up for therapy? This also took me over an hour. Yeah, a bonus round that takes like 10 seconds to beat took me over an hour. And that's mostly because of the ending portion. I say mostly because, wait, what's this silly face called again? You see, you're supposed to jump at these crates after detonating the TNT crate. And, yeah, this kinda wasn't working, because the TNT's blast radius is like a mini Nagasaki. It was completely screwing with the trajectory and somehow always making me miss the crates and die. And when I did make it, of course, I didn't have enough high of a jump. For God's sake, Crash, make yourself useful for once. Don't make me call your mother and tell her that you're a failure of a son. You see, the only reason I managed to beat this bonus round is because very late into my attempts, I realized that nothing is really stopping me from just bringing in an Aku Aku mask and tanking a hit. And surprisingly, well, thankfully, I immediately beat the round and got the last needed key, and the Cortex's terrifying trial achievement. And yes, I am not kidding when I say that the rest of the levels didn't take that long. Even fumbling in the dark. Yeah, it's a hard stage, like a very hard stage. But it took me almost half an hour to get the gem, and I kinda don't have anything else to say besides the level was very dark. So bring a very bright torch. I mean, I can't say that the designers are evil and hitboxes behind you in a place where you can't see. My lawyer will be hearing about this soon. But yeah, to not drag this out, here's just me getting every gem achievement for the rest of the stages. And with getting the Great Gates achievement, I, for the first time ever, 100%ed the first Crash Bandicoot. I am not proud of this, I want my 12 hours back. And with every gem collected, I could get the secret ending. And a shining ending achievement. Tana, for God's sake, if after saving you, you don't give me at least head. So, let's talk about the last two bosses, which are still a complete and utter joke. But like a really bad one, where instead of laughing, you go... The second to last boss is Embryo, and get this, not only do you have to beat the boss hitless, you also have to beat it without pressing up for Crash and Smash, which... surprisingly wasn't that hard. You see, how the boss goes is that in the first phase, he'll throw energy drinks at you. The green ones spawn blobs that you have to kill, and then he'll throw the purple ones, which act as explosions. And after some time, he'll go,
"You're hurting my feelings, and you're very smelly,"
and turn into Hulk, to which you just have to jump on his head. But, like I said, getting the achievement wasn't that much of an issue. In fact, the biggest problem was jumping on the slimes, because the depth perception is this game's biggest opposition. Oh, and also, at the last phase, the rock that I was supposed to jump on spawned a little bit forward. I don't know if you know this, but I can't go forward. But I'm being serious. This achievement took me like 5 minutes. It wasn't hard at all. Now, it's time to finally face Dr. Neo Cortex and rescue Tana and end this mayhem once and for all, disregarding the fact that I just saved her like not even 10 minutes ago. And... I'm sorry guys, but this fight isn't that hard at all. I'm saying this as someone who had to beat this fight hitless for the achievement. He shoots plasma that you have to avoid. The purple ones come straight at you, the blue ones go from one side to the other, while you have to spin into the green ones since they do damage to you. The damage I took was only because I didn't know the exact patterns of his attacks, and... what? But... just like with Embryo, this boss fight took me like 5 minutes as well. Just be patient and don't go for the green plasma if you know you're gonna get hit. Just don't be greedy like this fruit bat eating a banana. It's very cute, but his greed sickens me. But with Cortex defeated, we get Cortex incapacitated. And darn you, Crash Bandicoot, and officially mastered Crash 1. Honestly, I am so happy that I got this done, because 100%ing this game was honestly a very big chore. Like literally, if the box counter was saved when you died, it would have been a lot more doable. I completely forgot about this achievement. So, we now, actually mastered Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1. Cue the outro! Yeah, I genuinely forgot the achievement even existed, making this my most anticlimactic master ever. Thank you so much for watching this video. I stated my opinions throughout it, but yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I just didn't enjoy 100%ing it. Like I said, if they legit saved the box counter after dying, I probably wouldn't have raged as much. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, of course, finger that like button! Like the video, and please subscribe. I really like it when the number go up. I'll be doing Crash 2 and 3 very soon, as I already have them recorded, and they're just hogging up my drive space. Kinda like Hog Ride. Oh, Oh, and I do have to do another obligatory self-promo. I'm now streaming here on YouTube. No schedule though. I'm inconsistent with streaming as I am with my upload schedule. If you have a buck to spare, consider donating to my coffee. Follow my Blue Sky, and also make sure to donate to the Crash's Crashlink Foundation for curing Tana's STD that Crash transmitted.